Great day. There has been so much to discuss when it comes to college football and many different angles, college athletics. And Robert Giovanetti, he is the executive director of athletics at Texas Tech, external operations, and also strategic marketing, joins us on 365 Sports with Craig Smoke, Paul Catalina, and I'm David Smoke. Robert, first of all, thanks for your time. What did today mean as far as the unveiling, Adidas, the agreement, Patrick Mahomes, all of the full meal deal of what today meant?
Hey, guys, thanks for having me. Well, first of all, for our team, I think it meant the culmination of a really long process of working with Adidas, working with Patrick's people to plan this out and give our fans really something to be excited about, something to look forward to. And I think that we saw that today, right? When so much other news happening in college athletics today that you guys have been talking about, it's nice to have this little separate niche for us here at Texas Tech where we're going to have this new uniforms, this relationship with Patrick. And Patrick has been so great to Texas Tech and so great for Texas Tech. We're just thrilled to keep this going with a world-class organization like Adidas.
Well, our audience is getting to see the uniforms now, Robert, and they look fantastic. How much I know it's exciting when you do this, but changing providers and changing your apparel company, how much of a headache is that people who don't have to do it will never understand?
You know, it is, I hate to use the word headache because it gives it a negative connotation, but there is so much that goes into it. When you think of you're starting on July 1st and really in less than 2 months, you have 3 sports that are going to start competing in soccer, volleyball, and football. And so there's so many just components beyond just what you see on the field. The workout gear, the everyday gear that the student athletes and the coaches have. So there's a lot of cycling out of product and cycling product in. Our equipment manager, Zane Perry, and his staff have been working 24/7 to make sure that this happens. And when you look at the football side of it, we're in the midst of a move too. We are building the largest, I know you've had Kirby on the show before talking about our stadium construction, the largest contiguous football facility in the country, but we're not there yet. And so our equipment guys are operating out of a trailer and they're having to do all this while they're in a temporary housing. So it's been, there's been quite a few logistical, I want to use the word challenges. I think that our guys have been tremendous in working with us.
So where did you guys sort of start as far as, obviously you mentioned collaboration with Patrick. How in depth did that go? And just what was kind of the mission all along for Texas Tech Athletics and Adidas to try and land where you guys ultimately landed?
You know, Patrick and Kirby Hokut, our AD, have such a great relationship, and Patrick reaches out to him all the time. And a couple of years ago, he wanted Kirby to play at his charity golf tournament in the summer, and Kirby went. A tough gig, right? He went to Hawaii. It was somebody had to go. I offered, but I told Kirby I would take some of this off his plate, but he went ahead and took that gig. But Patrick told him at that time, "Hey, we're working on this. Patrick's going to have his own Gladiator line." And he said, "I want the first school to wear it to be Texas Tech." And it just so happened we were coming up on a renewal with Under Armour. So Patrick put us together with the right people, the college sports people at Adidas. And so that began the start of the conversations over the, a couple of years. And, when it came down to when negotiating period came open, Adidas came to us with an offer, and working with Patrick and having all the different things that we can do with Patrick, I think we'll be able to roll some of that over the next couple of months. But I think once that became clear, I think the decision was made pretty easy for us.
Robert, for those who don't understand, including someone like me, when you say Gladiator brand, and these image or brands, they have a separate level. What specifically is the Gladiator brand?
So Patrick has his, similar to Jumpman, Patrick will have his own line, and you can see I don't know, I can't see what you guys are showing, but there's a PM logo for Patrick Mahomes. And so it'll just be a whole separate line. And so there'll be some sports that will wear the Gladiator logo on their uniforms early on. Baseball will have a Gladiator version. Football will have a Gladiator version. And the plans are eventually for every one of our sports to have some sort of Gladiator logo in addition to the traditional Adidas logo as well.
Robert Giovanetti with us from Texas Tech on today's unveiling of the Adidas uniforms and also the Gladiator brand in connection with Patrick Mahomes II.
So was that a real giant piece of Scotch tape on the field? Was that AI? Like, what was that? That was really cool. I'm just trying to figure out if my eyes are deceiving me or not.
That was one of the greatest things that we worked with the Adidas creative people on that. And I don't know if you guys know the story, but in 2019, Patrick wanted to come to the Final Four when we played in the national championship semifinals and finals. And he wore a shirt, and his wife, Brittany, wrote Adidas on a piece of masking tape and covered the logo. And so that's just been kind of the go-to picture with Patrick wearing that. When we announced the partnership back in the fall, Patrick got out of his car for Chiefs game wearing that shirt with the masking tape. So we thought a cool way to unveil it today would be to pull the tape off. So, a good thing we did this in 2024 and 1984 rather than 1984, because we were able to computer generate the masking tape on the field, the logos on the field. But I am surprised, and I told the creative guys this. I said, you should be proud of the number of people that think there actually are those logos on the field and that there was a big piece of tape. We actually did talk about putting a big piece of something to look like tape on the field, but that was all computer generated.
Yeah, that video is amazing. That is, I'm glad you brought that up, Craig. That is so cool the way that went down. What does today mean as far as you have the stadium that's close to being completely done with all the renovations there? What does it all mean as far as you just put it all, your arms around everything that Tech is doing?
Yeah, I think, again, you have to put it in the picture of what's happening in college athletics, especially today. July 1st being a big day for a lot of different reasons, right? Mm-hmm. Schools leaving conferences, schools come into conferences, and you guys know this where you are. The Big 12 and the schools in the Big 12 have to say, hey, we are going to compete. We are going to compete at the highest level. It doesn't matter who's in this conference. The schools that are here are going to compete. We're serious about being players on a national level, and I think Texas Tech is making that statement. What we're doing with the facilities, what we're doing with the NIL commitment from our donors, and I know you've had Cody Campbell on your show before, and I think this is just another step. Adidas is committed to helping in the NIL space. Patrick is committed to helping in the NIL space. And I think this is just another brick for Texas Tech as we build what we're trying to build here. And I think that the momentum has changed for us, I believe, in a positive direction. Again, you have to win on the field. It all comes down to everything we do as a scoreboard. You got to win. It's better than losing, but you've got to have these pieces in place to get to that point. And I think this shows that we are getting to that place, or maybe are there.
Look good, feel good, play good, right?
I hope so, yes.
Yeah.
So you had a great that's a great way to put it. Yeah, absolutely. You had the great player in Patrick Mahomes II. The success wasn't always there, but he was a dynamic playmaker. And then, of course, now what he's done in the NFL with the 3 Super Bowl titles, and to have that's your guy. I mean, that's Patrick Mahomes. He went to Texas Tech. Could you have picked anyone better than what he's done for you as a school, as an NFL star?
No, and I'll be honest, not that I've researched this profusely, but I don't know really any other big star like Patrick, and he is one of the most recognizable faces in the country and maybe the world in the world of athletics. And he really loves this place, and he wants to give back to this place, and he wants to help this place. And he's doing it the right way. He's an easy guy to root for. He's turned this entire community that used to be Cowboy fans into Chiefs fans. And you can't go anywhere in Lubbock without seeing a Chiefs flag or a Chiefs jersey. And he has reciprocated that. The love that Texas Tech and Lubbock has given him, he has given it back to us. He comes back to events. He speaks highly. He's in Quarterback, the Netflix show, and he's wearing Tech gear in that. He is just genuinely interested in helping Texas Tech. And you guys know Joey. Joey is such a relationship guy, and Joey and Patrick have really hit it off. And, Patrick's just the kind of guy, he's probably he's not going to embarrass you. He's probably going to always be around and help you out. and he's a guy that we can count on. And yeah, I think it's a match made in heaven. Wish we had won more than when he was here, but unfortunately he can't play defense too, right? And that was the problem when he was here. They're putting up the numbers. That guy can do a lot. He just can't play every position on the field, but he did all he could as quarterback, and we are certainly very proud of him.
I do remember I covered Patrick in high school, did radio for White House for a couple of years. I missed his senior year because I came down here, but he did play safety his sophomore year. So, if he wasn't so exhausted playing QB.
Missed out.
Yeah, right. No. So you mentioned
he
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, no.
I'm just going to heap more praise on Patrick. He doesn't need any more praise from me. He is a guy that when he comes back, he remembers every academic advisor. He remembers every nutrition person. He remembers everyone that was here with him. He is just the genuine thing.
Yeah, no, I grew up in Tyler, knew his mom and dad, and I've always heard great things, and then got to see it in person myself, and so on and so forth. And Texas Tech and just everybody's blessed with the presence of Patrick Mahomes. You did mention that there's going to be some uniforms with that Gladiator Patrick Mahomes logo. You mentioned, basketball, possibly football. Was what unveiled today the full package, or do you guys have more surprises in store? Just kind of how is all that going to work? Obviously you haven't shown anything but football, but from a football standpoint, is this the full meal, or are you guys going to have other things that you drop along the way?
We'll have a Gladiator to drop along the way in football and in baseball, and eventually the other sports. Tomorrow we are going to unveil, I believe it's tomorrow, our soccer uniforms.
Okay.
A little bit later we'll unveil our volleyball uniforms. But football, you've seen it today. Now we've done some cool social media things, and I want to take this opportunity. If you're a Tech fan out there and you're not following our social media, do so, because our social media team just crushed it today. And we were going to try to hold on to the uniforms as long as we could, and Patrick is PM too, and he likes to do things 2 p.m. on social media, and we were going to hold the uniforms off to 2 p.m., but there started to be kind of a little mini revolt online, and fans wanted to see the uniforms, so we went ahead and said, okay, let's show them what we have. So we'll have a few other things, that just little things, but that was the big drop today, and people have seen the uniforms that we have right now.
All right, Robert Giovanetti, again with us, Texas Tech, Senior Associate Athletic Director, also External Operations, Strategic Communications. What does today mean, in your opinion, the Big 12? With Texas and Oklahoma, that's official. They're having parties after parties, and now the new 4 that allow from the Pac-12. And is it almost a breath of fresh air moving forward? Yes, those two programs put up a lot, did a lot. But is it almost a breath of fresh air in any way in the Big 12 today?
Yeah, I think all of us miss those traditional rivals, right? That those games that you've grown up and remember going to those games, and they're easy schools to root against, the teams that are leaving. But yeah, I think in a way, I think Commissioner Yormark has really got a good vision for the Big 12. Excited about the schools that are coming in. Excited about the opportunity for all of us, right? There's an opportunity there to say, I think the league is secure now, where maybe a couple of years ago we were all sitting around fretting, saying, hey, what's going to happen? I think you saw Commissioner Yormark step up and make sure that the Big 12 was going to be a player on the national landscape. And so, yeah, I think you're right. I think it is a breath of fresh air. You can't sit and worry about who left and who doesn't want to be here. You have to worry about, okay, this group we have, and this league has to do a better job of kind of propping each other up and saying, hey, what's best for the league, instead of maybe cannibalizing and trying to look at what's singularly best for your school. If we're going to survive in this environment, and I think we will, we have to look at this as a tremendous opportunity for all of us that are left here, and all those that are coming in, to say, hey, yeah, this is the best basketball school in the country. Basketball conference in the country. We play great baseball in this conference. We're not going to take a backseat in baseball. And then we have to really, make our presence known in football, obviously, and in all the other sports as well. And again, women's basketball has always been strong here. The Big 12 has a lot to hang their hat on. We can't be apologetic. We can't be worried about what we're not. We have to be excited about what we are. And I think what we are is very unique. And I think we have a great opportunity, not only here in this part of the country, but on the national landscape as well.
I don't think you could say it much better at all. Robert, thank you very much. Congratulations on the day. the unveiling of the Adidas, the uniforms, and so much more, the brand, the Patrick Mahomes part, the Gladiator brand. Thank you for your time, and have a great rest of your day and week.
Hey, guys, thank you, too, and have a great holiday.
Robert Giovanetti, where they got